We head to Cafe. The one thing I will actually say, though, is I'm not sure why Marshmarder's still frowning. Vinny's back on the couch. Maybe Marshmarder will fix that.
Why would it be frowning if I was on the couch?
Not so much because you're on the couch, but because Vinny's not on the couch. Catch my drift?
Yeah, sure.
81% in favor of Circular Spheres. The media vote has been on point today. 100%. 100%?
But this is the first game that is not 100%. So
that is actually true.
Sowing the seeds of doubt that Circular Spheres may not secure a playoff position this evening.
Well, all eyes on ODIUM. They cannot make playoffs, but they can certainly dictate who does.
The power is in
not even just
hands.
today, but also next week when they play Supernova. Now, if ODIUM win tonight against Circular Spheres and then lose next week to Supernova, CS would be out, Supernova would be in. Could they do something even more hilarious, though, and beat both of them?
That would be pretty insane. I feel like in some of these instances in the past, we could maybe spin the storyline that...
Actually, have I just... Can ODIUM still qualify if they just straight up beat both of them? Guys. I've just discovered.
You've hit gold. You've struck gold. We're in Ballarat and you've struck gold.
I've struck gold. If ODIUM win their last two games, they're in the playoffs, basically. Now, that is, of course, with the assumption that Circular Spheres would then lose to Prodigy, which Prodigy would go into that game as favorites. So I tell you what, final dance, the last dance for ODIUM here. Win tonight, win next week, and you could be into the playoffs. Huge opportunity. They got it all to play for.
Look, like I was saying, in the past with similar storylines, we could maybe try and spin it and say that the team fighting from behind, in this case ODIUM, may perform better because they're not quote-unquote under pressure. But I really don't think that is the case. I think they have been genuinely skill-gapped throughout the stage. Pressure has played little factor in their results. And so we need to see a miraculous turnaround on all facets of the game for them to be able to, you know, salvage this stage. That is the reality that they face.
Yeah, but the reality as well is there not some kind of credence to the fact that now, is it just for a team that struggled so much this stage, but you haven't actually played Circular Spheres or Supernova, the other two teams that are also struggling a little bit. So we actually don't know, like, how big is this gap? Like,
but I think the gap is pretty well established as being quite large.
What do you think about Sprue, though, coming into the roster for Circular Spheres? Does that upgrade, downgrade? Does that weaken them? Does that give more of a... I think physics is a big loss here for Circular Spheres tonight. I mean, look, I don't want to pump the tires too much for ODIUM, but if there's ever a case the team with the worst stats is having the worst stage, hasn't found a win, has a chance to actually get on the board, it is ironically the last two play days against the two other teams that also have not confirmed a place in the playoffs.
The stars could potentially align, but it's going to take.
They're going to have to play. They're going to have to play better.
Oh, yeah. They need to play the absolute best they have this stage, which is a significant upgrade. Heading into the night, their round diff does sit at -27. The most positive was GG on +18.
But this is where, so round differential matters. But if you've got just straight up more points, which if they beat CS, get all 3 points. They beat Supernova, they get all 3 points. The only way they would miss out is if Circular Spheres beat Prodigy. Don't know if that's happening, to be honest. The way that names Dave and Prodigy are roaming around at the moment in this particular stage. So we'll see. It has to start now, though. ODIUM still with a chance to make playoffs. Must win footy.
It's Siege.
Sorry, must win Siege.
So both shield operators have made it through the ban phase. The Monty and Blitz available here in this match. And so we are going to see the Monty utilize round one and expect that trend to continue throughout the match.
Oh, what a shot from Neptune. Crying on the rappel, loses his life. Headshot, no Docker beat, no logic bombs. Good start for Nep and Circular Spheres on the defense here of Cafe, expecting them to do well in this first half. Really on the Montang, but it's been spoken about by the players on the desk as well. Headshot was there, but a little bit to the left. Neptune was more so down the middle. Needed to get that one down fine leg.
Attackers drop the diffuser.
We've got to stop with the cricket references.
Yeah, but we don't get to cast during the cricket season. It's not fair. Oh, Freelo on the Montang, not quite making it work just yet. Yeah, we did kind of speak about you don't want to force this operator just because of how strong it is. See what he can do over towards Shop at the moment. Low and dead. Hell does find the kill back onto Neptune, but still advantage for Circular Spheres. No Montang to play off now. Ray losing the initial battle. Killerman now in towards Washroom, controlling this area along with Pixel. Just under a minute remaining. And that peak is coming through. Headshot angle, but doesn't get the kill. Spoon. If we had a crowd, I would just love for them to be like, spoon. This round's over. Circular Sphere is too strong on the deep end. Spark Cocktail. No real presence here acquired for ODIUM. Good shot from Ray. Seconds left, 1 versus 3. Well, there's only one player I know in the Siege universe that could win from here. Starts with an S. Any clue? Ends in an E. Seconds remaining. Spidey time. Oh, that's
what was that copy faster again?
I don't remember it, but I'm sure we'll see it tomorrow's Circular Sphere.
We're going to see it in chat right now. If you guys are watching...
where's our Spidey Time fans at?
Watching Asia in the last play day and you understand the reference,
I hope we do get to see him tomorrow. He's built up a bit of a fan base.
True. He could be the most popular player from South Asia.
No, I think he is. 1-0 start for Circular Spheres. ODIUM try to play a shop drop top. Doesn't work. They can't get launch control. Lost battles here as well. Neptune super aggressive.
Whoa, that's nasty.
That is a 1 pixel angle. Wow, watching that on the replay is probably not ideal if you're freelo on the Montang, just giving up the side. And that's where the Montang can be so difficult. As strong as an operator as it is, and it's so easy to just have this outcry of like, it's broken, it's so strong, shield meta. You don't know what you're doing with it. It's certainly
not a free round win. It's not a pick and win.
Yeah.
Trying to bring up its win rate so far. Pretty sure
it was like 50, like the mid 50s or high 50s.
Yeah, mid 50s.
Blitz was a little low. I think super high 40s maybe.
In fact, I want to compare the win rate in OCE compared to global. Okay. That could be interesting. So it is exactly 50% in OCE so far this stage.
Oh, so bang on 50.
Yeah, and we'll let the global load. It's going to take a little while because it's a lot of data.
Would you assume it's a little higher than 50?
I would assume, yeah. I'm going to guess and say 52.
Okay.
You want to take a guess?
Yeah, I'll say 53.
It's actually 49, so it's actually a little bit lower.
Wow. Oh, so we've got the best shield ops in... I'll tell you. Maybe, I'll tell you what though.
Teams don't know how to counter it.
Is Davey the best shield player in the world? No comment.
Yeah, sure. Well, until he plays at an international land, we can run with that story.
He's got a big game coming up, of course, after this one for what will be the last game of the day. There's a peek, that's a kill. Saves will get a freebie onto Hale. And Circular Spheres running circles around ODIUM at the moment and making their dream of playoffs looking quite dismal. We did see the Scopos as well, picked up here by Japer. ODIUM must get the win. Must get all 3 points here and then all 3 points next week to make playoffs. If they did do that, I mean, in some ways, Destiny largely in their hands because they do play Circular Sphere now and then Supernova next week. Easier said than done. Now, so ODIUM's got some really bizarre, their defensive win rate was like 14%, if I recall, yesterday. I think they lost the 1 defensive round that they actually played, so it's probably down to like 12 or 13%. I think it was actually their attacking percentile is higher than even the likes of Outlast.
Higher than Supernova, yeah.
Blitz, dead. Man, you don't see Blitz die like that too often, do we? Good shot back from Razor though to get the trade on to save.
Yeah, 25% attack win rate for ODIUM, 13% defense win rate for ODIUM.
It does mean going into the second half here in Cafe, they're no gimme. Boogie Auto Breacher doing its thing over towards Mining. That one laid out by Freelo. Making his way over towards Whiskey as Ray loses his life to Neptune, who has been an absolute menace so far. J-Pup makes contact with Freelo, could transfer out if he wants to, takes the battle and is Somehow impervious to taking any kind of damage. Throws out the impact. A second to follow. Freelo, half health. Continuing to just fire shots. And eventually takes out the pesky robot.
Yeah, 2 versus 3, so maybe an opportunity here for ODIUM, but quickly squandered. Wow, Razor quick to fall on the drop as well. So back-to-back rounds for CS on defense. It's also back-to-back entries as well. Another stat to highlight heading into this game. ODIUM, on the flip side, have the worst entry stat in the league. Only 30%, which is certainly not aiding.
Well, early round here, Hale takes the peek in towards bot white, loses that one. We see the Blitz just completely oblivious running around towards Train. The Blitz even more so compared to the Monte. You need to really be careful the way that you kind of turn your body, opens so much up. And unfortunately, Cryan struggling there on the Blitz. And I think for shield play, ODIUM might have to just start moving away from it. Indeed, they will not pick it this round. So I think it was Freelo on the Monty and then Cryan on the Blitz there in the opening 2 rounds. Both unsuccessful. We spoke to, I think Player was asked by Rob in the interview earlier about, you know, whether or not, what his thoughts are on the shield meta, and Player basically said, if you can't play it, don't play it. It's not that amazing. You know, you have to be capable. Floating drone.
I don't think it was floating.
You reckon it was like...
I think it was just tucked under the arm.
Tucked under the arm?
The arm of the chair.
Depends on the angle that you view it at. Because on the other angle, oh, yeah, no, you're right. Hey, go under a little bit, just go under.
It is defying physics by not falling over.
Yeah, I mean, look, it doesn't
really...
really...
there is a gap, actually.
Yeah, there is. Nah, there's a gap. There is a gap. We've got that one on the arc.
Please fix. That's game breaking.
That's a goal.
Is he using...
That has not hit the post. There's nothing on edge.
Is he... is that an exploit?
Absolutely not.
Well, it could be an impactful drone over towards Pillar. An 8 in the lurk below. How much like play we'll see, I don't know from ODIUM. The Ram is an intriguing pick here into this setup.
Yeah, why is that, guys?
Utilize it.
Why is that?
Well, indicative that they want to get some vert when they go for the clear from Cocktail. Don't mind it. See if it is able to have an impact grid like there for a bit of flank watch potential. Red Stairs. Track Stingers certainly pack a bit of a punch now. Save though, pretty eager still to hold down the line, but eventually will fall back to front door. So ODIUM will slowly chip away at this map control. Oh, hello. That's a kill.
Yeah, I was about to say don't go for the flush that quickly because there's going to be multiple players, and he does. Killerman's eyes completely just light up there. Gets traded on the Vigil. They do get rid of the Twitch. More Shock Jones remaining. Japer very low actually, holding in towards Cocktail. Hale. We know he loves a kill. Sprue will drop back down white.
Yeah, a minute on the clock then, and things not going too poorly here for ODIUM. 4v4. They have forced the defense to retreat back to the second floor. That allows the likes of the Ram to get activated and create vert down in towards the objective, and with the gridlock flank watch, it should be challenging for the defense to hit a flank. So ODIUM kind of have CS where they want them now. It's about identifying where these players are inside, again, pressuring them from vert. Just withering away at that man count, which they have been able to do on the first of saved. Diffuser collected. And half a minute now to formulate a round-winning attack.
So top floor falling off here from Circular Spheres, all towards this middle level now. Sprue, a little bit of contact. He wasn't exactly sure where he was getting shot from, but the softball angle does get the down. So huge advantage now for ODIUM to find a round win. Little tap there from Neptune on 1 versus 3 though, as he's making his way down through 90. Freelo planting default in reading. Does this get denied? Nitrocell should get the kill, but after the fact, after the plant has been confirmed. The push down white though now makes it a 1v1 in the post plant. Cryan is top floor in bar and getting shot at.
I don't know how Crine let him pass in the first place, but now needs to try and play it from up above. Should have the vert. Makes it difficult for Neptune. Might go for the double tap bait or send it up white. Goes for the ladder, and Crine holding the line.
Crine, as you can see on the right side of the screen, Neptune on your left, goes without saying, making the push over towards Bar. Knows he needs to clear it. He should be now aware of it. Crine looks up, gets the kill. ODIUM on the board. Big round win from Crine and for ODIUM, but boy, it got a little dicey towards the end of that round. They had to work for it, but they do find success. A big round win for ODIUM on the attack here of Cafe.
Yeah, I thought the Nitro was going to land in time and deny Plant from going down. Crine had the line up above, still allowed him to cross, so it must have been a miscomm or a misplay at that point in time in the late round. Rewinding back, Killman and Sprue cleared actually quite cleanly by the attack. Neptune hitting that insane shot on Dale. And then allowed to cross here. There was a player up above.
Oh, that was so
close. And that was so close.
Yeah.
Still, even watching that back in slow-mo, it looks like it denied it. But
he would have won the round, guys. He would have won the round. Yeah. That's so
dude.
close.
That's like 0.2 or less of a second, surely.
Yeah, like half a second.
And then he would have won the round.
And he would have won the round. Yeah, that's crazy. Well, ODIUM get away with that one. Despite the heroics from Neptune. 7-2 for Neptune in 3 rounds of action against ODIUM so far on the defense. And we will head top floor bar cocktail, of which ODIUM really struggled on this particular site, which is a little surprising because I feel like with time we've seen certainly more success from teams attacking into bar cocktail. Although I say that, and I feel like Cafe, just as a map, we don't really see all that often these days. It's certainly not favored by a lot of the teams in the current iteration of Siege in this meta. It's on the lesser side of playtime for what is essentially Clubhouse League at the moment.
Yeah, even globally, Cafe's not getting a ton of play.
Is that a suggestion? It's time for it to Vamos to make way?
Yeah, please.
What would you bring in?
Like I said, drop a nuke on Cafe.
What would you bring in?
Something
Something new, something old, something blue?
Maybe Villa, but I think Villa probably needs a basement rework before that would be worth it.
Yeah.
IMO.
Yeah. I do like Mr. Villa, although long time ago apparently I didn't like it.
What map's this?
Villa. Oh, opportunity for Razor. Neptune caught out in the open towards Lounge, and Razor will take a freebie.
He spotted the head.
He's got the angle here, and he knows that if he just peeks back, holds this, is a little bit patient, might get peeked into. Come on, Razor. You know he's there. Oh, and he does get a kill, but it's onto Sprue. 2 down for Circular Spheres, and ODIUM might be close to 2 up in terms of rounds here if they can convert this. Good drone work, more information, and good early pressure here onto the defense of CS.
Hail falls though to the hands of Killerman. He's found 2 over towards top red. How have they allowed that to happen?
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
Oh my.
Killerman very low on health though, so doesn't quite get out scot-free. He is down to 15 HP. If they can punish him later in the round, 3v3, bit of pressure towards New Belt. Loading mag! One more logic bomb available from Crine, who's done some good work so far in this game. Oh, Razor loses his life to Save. They've got to try and get this trade in towards washrooms, and he will keep peeking. Save doesn't need to at this point, but he's feeling the pressure. Swings towards Pixel. Loses out 2v2. Of course, remember, Killer's low. Very, very low as Japer sneaky towards Bar.
Droned.
Not so sneaky then. Sorry. Dog and Canister, you could blow up here to just try and delay, block this doorway. Japer's going to want to hold it for as long as possible. He just keeps creeping. Off-angle position. Will it catch someone? Peeking from Shop. Indeed, he will, but then the vault, because he doesn't get the kill. Japer's allowed to drop Pillar. Ray very low.
Well, now they've got full side control. They've completely fallen off. Reading Pillar respectively for the defense. Ray just needs to hold up against the retake as Crine goes for the plant.
Can they deny from below, though? That's the question.
Nitro?
Man. Is there a Nitrocell? He does have it in hand. It's a little late, though, and off the mark. I'm not sure where Killer was thinking that plant was going down, but he is wrong in his guesswork. 15 HP. 1 versus 2. Retake scenario. Great position from Ray, holding that top white stairs. I'm assuming his teammate would have been in a position to trade from a cross position, and ODIUM make it 2 in a row. Spicy.
Yeah, good work from ODIUM, able to chip away. 2 players up. Unlock site. Some peculiar decision-making from CS. The drop-off from Japer, sensing pressure behind the chassis. The overpeak as well from the whole team in the early round. And then Killer, Nitro and Pocket utilized far too late into the piece. It was a good re-aggress from him from top red, and then he plays below low HP. That's great.
Did he couldn't have gone from shop, right? Was that from New Bulk?
Yeah, I don't know.
Actually, what's interesting now, I think the other play was in bar, so I actually don't know if there would have been a trade potential. Don't know how well they were set up there. Either way, ODIUM get the round win. They go to 2-2. The only issue, right, is the caveat being, we spoke about their defensive win rate before 13%. Is that applicable, though, to a map like Cafe?
I think they've probably played enough Siege now for that number to be pretty reflective, even if you give that a plus-minus
So they got some work to do in the second half.
range.
Yeah.
If you give it that, even a plus-minus range of like 20%, that's still only good enough to maybe win 2 rounds. Maybe 3 defensively.
You reckon they need this third, at least a third attacking round?
In this circumstance, yeah.
Okay. Well, they've got 2 rounds to do it.
And they've got 2 shields.
So the Blitz and the Montang move in together, shielding the way for the rest. Ray on the Nook could certainly offer a valuable flanking opportunity. So what's the game plan here? Do you send one small bag? Do you push one in then from the other side? Do you go for a pinch? Do you just push them together? Do you play the Blitz behind the Monty?
I don't know.
That's an early smoke. Nitrocell thrown, but misses. This is a strange start to this round. Right now, it feels like no one wants to make the mistake. Impact's thrown out, but not hitting anything. There's a headshot angle towards Small.
Well, Killerman's been allowed to cross all the way through Small, despite there being 2 players outside, and denied the Ace Summer in through Bakery, making life more challenging for the 2 shields. So, big play from Killerman, and should have been denied by the attack. Frost as well in play under that window, so keep note of that.
Look at that, Obs. And 1 sting or 2, or a couple now going out from Hale. But in through prep goes Freelo on the Blitz. They have lost though Ray. The Nook losing to save. That's top floor in towards Cigar. Hello and hello. They both just kind of peek through the window, but no flash. Nothing that you can do here. Neptune though does lose out. Pistol back from Freelo. Puts the shield away temporarily, and they can go for the plant inside a kitchen. Now Hale got a team kill onto Freelo. He kills his own Blitz. But the Montang can now play a post plant for ODIUM.
Yeah, Monty post plant, always a challenge to deal with. Save for the
Small
crossover
window,
towards
small
Small, but covered.
ODIUM are starting to make some magic happen on Cafe. They're cooking, baby. They are cooking. 3 rounds in a row for the team on the bottom of the standings. Looking to rise into the playoffs. They need all 3 points today and next week, but doable, guys. Suddenly very doable. Boy, oh boy, wowee.
Oh boy. Yeah, the double shield strat from ODIUM. It was pretty messy outside Bake. They allowed Killer to cover Small. But eventually they were able to unlock key positions. Neptune fell, and despite the TK there, which was, I guess, one trade, they held on. And with the Monty in the post, yeah, great position they find themselves in. They reached that 3-round benchmark.
Sorry, I killed the guy in coat at the same time.
How do you kill me? I'm crouched.
Because I crouched.
How do you kill me? I'm crouched down. And it's like, well, I'm crouched down too. Sorry, I killed you. I killed the guy in coat. That's funny.
Worthwhile trade.
Well, they've got the 3rd round. Now they have an opportunity for a 4th round. Exciting stuff here for ODIUM. And I think you can get the sense there from the team comms. There's probably a weight lifted off these guys who have struggled so much this stage. There's some laughs. There's some funny moments, a TK, but a round win. They're getting plants. They're getting good control. CS are on the back foot here. I mean, their Cafe defense has been very, very susceptible. It's a 5-stack EDD in anticipation of a prep push.
I wonder if CS, if there's any pressure mounting in the backs of their minds with the stakes of this match on the line. as we've talked about prior, Prodigy is no guarantee of any points whatsoever. So
surely those, I mean, like, you know what's interesting though? It's a complete change up. So in anticipation of them to maybe look to repeat again with like a blitz through prep, they've 5 stacks of the EDDs. Look at the setup though from ODIUM. Like, it's a clear setup. It's a first floor, like, or second floor setup where they want to get the vert play clear from above, then start pushing down below. So they've won this site in one facet. Can they win it in a whole different facet now? And there's no pressure above right now from Circular Spheres either.
yeah. So important that they expedite this process. Don't take too long. Saved contesting drones, but the death mark will keep him at bay from the Deimos of Razor. And so now that they're taking this ground, they can establish flank watch with the gridlock. Again, keep any players at bay if required with death marks. You can see Razor has 4 available operators, so a testament to the team's ability to drone and ping out those particular operators. So not too much to be critical of for ODIUM so far.
I do love the setup for Circular Spheres, by the way, because they've got good denial of time with the smoke. We've got the Goyo Vulcan canisters as well, but then also that kind of anti-rush when it comes to the Fenrir and the Capcan with those EDDs. More tracking though, the pressure from the Jackal and the Deimos, and then the Boogie Auto Breaches is breaking up the floorboards. 60 seconds, but so much mounting pressure from above coming from ODIUM. Haven't found an opening kill just yet though. Spruing towards VIP. It's been a tough game from him so far. Unable to really get involved. Saved, holding towards Kochek. First contact so important. Who can get this opening kill? Yokai can certainly get some information back for Circular Spheres, but a lot of intel for ODIUM off the back of these trackers. Razor loses his life after getting the kill onto Killerman. So no smoke, no gas babes, but saved to save the day in towards Kochek. 30 seconds left, of which now CS have got the numbers advantage.
Yeah, and Ray, they're unable to swing over towards Coat to find the trade, so puts the team in a difficult position, but
Sprue!
3 up.
Sprue can't win that battle, swings out VIP, but loses the freelo. Grinds in towards sight. Ray still needs to bring the kit. He's dropped it temporarily. And Freelo now loses out to Saved, who needs to almost get an ace. Does have some help with Neptune. On the Yokai, the Echo available, and it does work out well. Can there be a second denial? There will be no time remaining. It goes up, but it's destroyed. Neptune, not close enough to deny with the gun. Ray will secure the plant. It's a post-plant 1v2 now. For a 4th round to be found for ODIUM. They've got to play together. They want to swing, and they will. Crying with the winning kill. 4-2, ODIUM edging closer to creating some magic here on Playday 6.
And the question marks in chat from the team yet to find a point. I love it. Big effort from Saved in this round over towards Kochek. He found 2. But so many of these 1v1s, straight 1v1s, a couple of which weren't really that favorable for the ODIUM attack. Able to find those kills. Neptune there trying his best for denial with Yokai. The second one, I don't think it would have stuck, or it didn't stick. Shot either way. And then good coverage in the 2v1s, so pretty solid work there from ODIUM. The top 4 clear successful. And a 4-2 lead heading into the second half. And again, to reiterate, maybe you're just tuning in and thinking this is pretty much a done deal and ODIUM could contest their way back to a playoff position. Their defensive win rate is unfortunately very poor. Currently sits at 13%. Yes, 13. So we'll see if they can right that, because a 13% win rate is not going to be enough to win this game.
But it's all there for them to win it, right? Like, how often are they usually in a position that they can go and win the game?
They haven't been.
So this is now mentally where it's like, boys, let's lock in. Let's get a couple of defensive rounds and just get 3 points. And who knows, playoffs could still be on the cards. They play Supernova next week. CS, of course, play Prodigy. Now, of the 3 teams, for what it's worth, and I'm sure we'll kind of get the, you know, if ODIUM win, yada, yada, yada. Of the 3 teams, CS would still be in the best position, even if they lose this game outright, because if you beat Prodigy outright, you'd go to 7 points.
Does anyone want to put their money on ODIUM winning this game, their next game, and then still missing out because CS beat Prodigy? That would be very cool.
Well, the only other thing would be Supernova, who are on 4 points.
Would also have to lose.
Would have to lose. Well, the biggest thing, it depends on if CS will beat Prodigy or not. Because if CS beat Prodigy, well, then again, that's what I said. Like, they've got it within their
Needs to
own.
be a lot of permutations to go the way of ODIUM to make playoffs.
Well, only one. Because they would have to beat Supernova. So if they beat Supernova, they just need CS to lose the Prodigy, which is very likely. So ODIUM's in an okay position for a team that's, well, winless and has 0
Still
points.
have to win this.
Do
I
have to
wasn't
win
including
this.
that in my calculation. It's still unlikely.
Yeah, and they have lost Ray in this 7th round to begin the second half. Montaigne being played now by Neptune, certainly someone who knows how to play this particular operator.
Changing mag.
Adrenal Surge was used early by Sade, a couple more in the back pocket. Crime playing towards Pixel, has one in washrooms as well to help out. That's Razor at the moment. Not the best to start though, losing Ray. Down a player on the defense for a team that we know struggles so much on defense. Oh, headshot angle. Jaber on the upside down rappel. Good shot, clears washroom, get through to Razor. And a great start on the attack for Circular Spheres. ODIUM's defense, again, their lingering issue. So unfortunate when they honestly had a very good attacking half, but defense, well, they just struggle so much with it.
Yeah, the shield continues to pose problems, stalled out off the back of the Goyo canister, so they've kept that at bay. Hale finds one, but it was a 1-for-1 trade. So a 2 versus 4, 60 seconds on the clock.
Saved is having such a good game. Despite so much pressure from ODIUM, Saved continues to stand tall for his team. Circular Spheres just subvert the ever-mounting momentum that ODIUM built up going into the second half with a good early attacking round win. And just brings us, well, mainly me, down to earth. 3-4. And unfortunately, it's the signs of that 13% defensive win rate that kickstart the second half.
Yeah, just so much pressure mounted in that particular round from CS. A lot of that through the mid to late round facilitated by the Monty. Had that Whitehall position locked down with a lot of information despite being stalled out with counter utility. And then the other big frag is from Circular Spheres having their moments, the Killman 1-for-1, and then ultimately the saved LMG Finker, which will probably persist as a theme throughout this particular half, proving to be effective. Hopefully for ODIUM that is just a one-off here on the first rotation, but that statistic looming over them is rather grim.
Yeah, this is going to be the difficult task now for ODIUM, surprisingly. For a lot of other teams, you'd be kind of like, oh, they got 4 attacking rounds on Cafe. They should close this out on the defense. They're in such a good position, but it's almost now going to get to the point of like these mental demons of like, wow, we just really can't play defense. We're the only team in the world that can't play defense at the moment in Siege. Everyone else has just got it to a T, has it under lock and key. Defense is where you go to almost feel safe, where you can bring games back. But for ODIUM, it's just hell on earth. And then you start to overthink it. Should we be more aggressive? Should we be more passive? Should we hold angles? Should we, look to deny entry, take early contact fights, fall back? This layer defense. What do we do to try and fix this issue? Neptune's going to play this Montaigne very, very well. So you got a shield man to deal with. Over towards the skylight. Bit of free information. Normally not one you would want to peek, but on the Montaigne you certainly can and will. Try and...
Do you reckon Saved is droning to try and unlock sight solo here? I wouldn't be too surprised if he just sends it forward into sight just to cause a bit of chaos.
I feel like that would be quite risky for Saved. Neptune is doing a really good job of actually clearing above. That is a great shot from Killerman. Razor just nowhere to go. Takes the window temporarily. And Killerman finds another one.
Both from outside too.
Wow. Oh, their defense is just getting absolutely shredded. Eventually loses his life, but Crying nowhere to run and dies to the frag grenade anyway. And Killerman from the grave will find another one, and Freelo even DCs. It's all falling apart for ODIUM on the defense. They've just not been able to fire a shot. Where are those question marks now? Because they seemed pretty confident closing that first half to start the second. ODIUM yet to fire a shot.
Well, they fired a few. They just didn't quite land, did they?
Sorry. Well, yet to kill people pretty convincingly. Yet to do well defense. I don't know, whatever you want to call it, but it's not a good look. Not a good look. And Killerman just so destructive outside.
Yeah, and then that saved lurk on the LMG. Yeah. I did expect more fight from ODIUM, even despite that weak defensive win rate. These rounds have not been close at all. Psychospheres are just running through them with pure gun skill and pressure, and ODIUM are unable to really respond to that.
I'm almost convinced that Sprue is in sheets of like Villa or something. He's just in, or he's in some kind of like asylum. It's a
He's
very
in like
white
one of
room.
those like sensory deprivation rooms,
Yeah.
just all white.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the best way to lock in, no distraction.
Now, of course, tech pause. You can't communicate. You can't talk. Strategy. But maybe just gives ODIUM a very little mental break to essentially just be like, okay, 4-4,
Hey, saved.
competitive game. Hello, saved. Having a great game. Is saved.
Hmm.
What to make of ODIUM? So easy to get excited when they were winning those rounds for a team that has struggled so
Oh.
much this stage.
You got excited.
I get excited. Well, that's what.
You got very
I
excited.
got very excited. I got BT level excited.
Wow, we.
I mean, I think it's a part of it is, you know, you want to see all teams have some level of success. It's never great to see a team 0-0-0-5 minus 27 round differential, a total beatdown, only 8 rounds through 5 play days. To then go and get 4 attacking rounds in a map of Cafe against a team they must beat, need to beat. Yeah, it was a great first half, but defensive woes continued to just, unfortunately, undersell this ODIUM roster. And how do you fix it? How do you fix a part of the game that really should be strong?
Great question. Is it salvageable? Do we see them continue into 2025?
I love Manic. Saved has said, I love Manic. Rob said that he's telling some fibs. I don't know.
Maybe they're tight like that. I don't know.
Rob, are you guys tight? He said they're tight like that.
Okay. I believe
But he
him.
said it in a very sarcastic tone that makes me believe they're actually not tight like that. That there's underlying beef between these two.
Tactical timeout now, by the way, Jake.
Yep, tactical timeout. Just called, by the way.
I just said that, yeah.
Yep. Tech into tack.
Oh, they can talk now, as
They
you
can
mentioned,
talk
during
now.
the technical, unable to communicate. But now they can discuss what went wrong on the 2 primary sites.
What
Call it before the match really gets out of control.
And this is always the very tricky question when it comes to this particular game. Is it a case of CS just played well on their attacks? Is it a case that ODIUM did some things on the defense that maybe they shouldn't have? And I think always the answer is just the easy cop-out, a bit of both. But no, I think legitimately when you kind of look at ODIUM's defense, they almost don't play to the win con. They take these fights in probably bad areas of the map, throw their lives away for fights early in the rounds that probably you don't need to be taking. Over to Kitchen. And a really good site where you don't have to overpeak. You can hold position, force them to clear you, force them to push into you. They bring the cap can, maybe in anticipation of some shield play. Legion, Fenrir, and the Bandit actually as well. Killerman now up to 8 kills. Saved has 13, Guz. 13 kills, 6 deaths.
5 seconds left before insertion. Bomb located by attackers.
And look,
Attackers
Sprue,
are moving to defuse the bomb.
he's standing in for physics, but you can't replace physics. It's rough. But they're kind of getting it done. And provided that Circular Spheres do go and win this, they will knock ODIUM out of the Oceania League playoffs.
Well, that is also the end of the league for them.
Well, there's one more play day.
Officially, yeah. So Kitchen then round 9. We'll see if ODIUM have been able to improve things and stabilize this defensive half. The Monty again will continue to provide really good pressure here for CS. This time over towards main Bake. ODIUM looking to try and keep that at bay. And Killerman is the first to fall. Razor all the way from up above, getting an angle, I presume, outside. Save the responds. The LMG continues its reign of terror.
Crazy.
It's the warden off the board as well, and so those flashbangs could come into play. No smokes for CS though.
The other part of all of this equation as well is if CS win in regulation and get all 3 points, then Circular Spheres will confirm playoffs and Supernova will be out. Along with ODIUM. But if this does go to OT, things change up quite dramatically. And round differential is going to play a huge, huge part next week. So ODIUM even just pushing OT, if CS win in OT, that's also fine if you're Supernova. So Supernova, absolutely the biggest ODIUM fans right now, and they're just finding kills. 2 in the span of 10 seconds gives ODIUM a 4 versus 2 advantage. And Sprue is in a very tricky position now. 1 and 4 in this game. And now needs to find essentially 4 kills alongside Neptune.
I mean, it's all on Sprue to find the kills. Neptune can feed him the information, but it is Sprue that needs to find them, and unfortunately he falls. Monty might be strong, but a 1v4 not going to happen.
No, well, it really can't happen.
And if it does happen, well, yeah.
I mean, if it does happen, pull the plug and give them all 3 points and just, you know, wave the white flag and move on. Don't even show up next week. 30 seconds left. Gumine stepped on. You got the Legion here as well. So it will be 5-4. ODIUM will just need one more round to be the savior for Supernova. Another Gumine, so annoying for Neptune.
15 seconds to go.
And by the way, it doesn't even have the diffuser in hand anymore as Ray gets the kill. ODIUM now 1 round away from securing their first point of the stage, guys.
Ooh.
And again, it does mean that for Circular Spheres, their fate of playoffs will be decided next week in a whole host of games that we'll be playing. Of course, CS will have to beat Prodigy. They'll have to then hope ODIUM beats Supernova. It gets quite fun for next week's Playday, that's for sure. Must, though, get ODIUM into OT for that to happen. For CS, they need to win 3 rounds in a row now if they want to confirm playoffs right here, right now.
Yeah, ODIUM's primary defensive sites, though, did not look particularly strong. And so we'll need to see a reverse of fortune there, both top floor and reading. Circular Spheres were very dominant on attack, and provided they haven't dropped their heads too much off the back of a disappointing attack on Bake, they themselves could be the ones to initially find match point. But who knows? If that's to be the case, this match then could be decided back on Kitchen. So potentially a little bit more to play out here on Cafe, as ODIUM offers some resistance. Pulse in play for round 10. We'll see what kind of an impact that might have.
So if ODIUM win outright, they will go to 3 points. Most importantly, though, CS will stay on 5. If ODIUM win in overtime, CS will go to 6 points.
Attacker's objective is to
And of course, if Circular Spheres win in overtime, they go to 7. Now, what that means then, of course, is, and look, their ability to win outright right now is getting slimmer and slimmer. Of course, 8 would get them the magical number and into playoffs, but yeah, 7 won't be enough. It would put Supernova in a position where if they get the 3 points next week, then it comes down to round differential.
Which is very close at the moment, -7 for Circular Spheres to -9 for Supernova heading into the night. So hold up above then in this particular round for ODIUM. Deployable shield and a warden, so should be resistant to any potential flashbangs or smokes that could have been brought by the attack. But if you look across at the belt of util, top right, that will not be the case in this round. So the warden is actually a pretty null and void pick here for the defense.
Razor.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
Certainly a stressful round, though, for Circular Spheres. They'll be feeling the pressure. They will know full well if they do not win this round, their fate for playoffs is out of their hands. And a huge kill from Razor on the poles gets rid of Killer Man. 90 seconds left, and ODIUM have got themselves a player advantage now on a good site and a good chance to secure their first points of the stage. And while they can't get out of the bottom two, they are certainly affecting the playoffs race. Saved. That LMG so deadly in this game. Pillar control and looking to clear out reading. But another kill found for ODIUM until just then Japer finally gets the first one on the board this round for Circular Spheres. Crying down on the floor though, and Frilo loses out. Japer, close angle. There's another one there though in Ray. He wasn't anticipating it, but Ray will fall, and Razor now in a 1v2. Suddenly has fallen apart for ODIUM in a very winnable round. Sprue and Saved versus Razor.
Yeah, Razor's not in the greatest of positions here. Over towards that fireplace hall. Could get stuck and isolated if Circular Spheres are to play this correctly. Still a split though from them. Cigar Shop, a pillar respectively. Razor uses that as an opportunity to reposition. Got your canister popped over towards pillar, and that may funnel them through 90.
20 seconds, not a lot of time. Still able to watch shot for Sprue. Saved. Will he just swing this 90 position? A kill here for Razor would really set him up. The swing comes through, the jiggle peek. Oh, they trade each other, but the one kill that mattered was from Saved. Sprue didn't have to do anything at the end there. His teammate does the most. 5-5. Break point.
Wow. What a monumental moment in the history of Oceanic Siege. That trade, decisive. And its impact will ripple through the standings.
Oh, they had a 5 versus 3 start, guys, and
Sorry, I'm actually giggling because of this little moment here, right? The double stack behind the shield everyone's cocktail was insane from ODIUM.
do you reckon Japer said, what is he doing there?
Oh, absolutely. Probably with some stronger language too. I mean, to be fair, I don't even know how Razor's got that kill. But
Yeah. Double headshot. So 5-5. 2 more rounds required for Circular Spheres in a row without failure. And they will secure playoffs. They will knock Supernova out of contention as well.
Prez.
DC'd at match point.
Oh.
So it hurts.
Oh.
It hurts.
To be fair, it wasn't just that one round. It has been the whole stage, but...
Oh, jeez.
What? It's the truth.
5 seconds left.
I think they would be the first to admit that they didn't play up to expectation.
Attacker's objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
So this is the chance for ODIUM to get on the board. You're not just looking to, affect the playoffs. You also want to make sure you don't end this stage on 0 points. Even just a singular point would at least just be so much more mentally freeing. For CS, how much do they want playoffs? How much damage could this team potentially do in playoffs, especially if they get physics back? Barbed wire towards White Stairs. Saved has been absolutely enormous. Clear MVP of this match. Frag grenade from Killerman. We know how much he's been able to do from Terrace. They combine to clear out White Stairs, and Saved will make his way upstairs. And no one is contesting this. Steps on the goo mine. Does anyone peek this from the pixel angle? Killerman on the rappel. There was a Nitrocell that was thrown in that direction, but doesn't land on anyone. Adrenal Surge was also used by Save to offset some of that goo mine damage.
Yeah, Saved seeking the 20 bomb, etching closer, 16 at the moment. Strong hold here in towards Lounge. The key barriers from Crying aiding in this hole, but the Monty looking to contest. Breach should be scalable. These barriers, though, are going to be a challenge to clear. Razor goes for the jump out, the hip fire, followed up with the spray, but Killerman hits the trade, 19 HP.
That'll be 3 opening kills in a row for Razor, but he does get traded. Legion does his job, gets rid of Japer. 4 versus 4. Oh, a little chance. The Azami and Crying somehow stays alive on 40 HP. Arguably should have died, and a moment goes begging for Circular Spheres as they get Lounge control. Neptune trying to just make his way in safely through bar. Saved again with that LMG, doing so much damage. Ray, though, with a good answer back and deals with that Finker. 3 versus 3 with under a minute remaining. Who can acquire this point? Supernova need ODIUM to win this round. Otherwise, they will be sweating bullets. And a retake over towards Pixel here from Ray. Are they aware of this?
I mean, it could be a round-winning position for a default denial or even the cross towards trash. So it's critical that Ray holds down the line.
Does he get checked? Oh, he runs back out. Bulletproof camera in the way as well. 30 seconds remaining and making his way down over towards White. Shots out from Ray. They are aware of where this Montang is starting to move. Sprue with the kit. His one job is to just get this down and safely towards bar. Makes the cross. Little tap. Gets off it. 15 seconds remaining. A low HP Killerman sits in shop. Sprue just has to stick it, but losing his life to Hale. Huge kill, 6 seconds. He needs to survive. Killerman acquires the diffuser, sits on it. The Monte making his way over. Can Hale deny? No, he cannot. Killerman will stand up and hit the headshot, and that is now match point for Circular Spheres. Hale cannot be the savior for either his team or for Supernova.
And that was a really clinical late round there from CS. They unlocked that perfectly. Neptune progressed forward over towards White Corridor, had a great read in clearing out Pixel. And then a lot of pressure on Sprue to cross and go for the plant. He was able to successfully do that with the coverage.
So close.
Crazy jump out there, and Killerman hitting the trade. Really important because then he was a key playmaker right at the end of the round. They covered that swing. Good job. Hale denied. Credit to him. And then Killerman able to lock in there at the end, find the trade. And CS now 1 round away from the dub. 17 kills for saved as well, 3 away from the 20.
So it does mean, unfortunately for ODIUM, guys, their dreams of playoffs shattered, done, finalized. They cannot make the playoffs now. They can still affect it off the back of this timeout, though. So while ODIUM are now done, Supernova and their playoff hopes are dependent on this particular round.
Prez is locked in right now. He's watching. Hey, Prez. Bit nervous? Question mark.
There's nothing President can do but just watch on right now and have his fate in ODIUM's hand.
He's flying in Air Force One and hoping for the best.
It was looking so good for ODIUM for so long in this game. So many chances even in that last round. They needed all 3 points in this one and also then next week. They have not been able to do that in this game. So if ODIUM win in overtime, well, mainly if this goes to overtime, CS would either be on 6 points or 7 points. And what that would mean is Supernova can either tie them and then it goes to round differential, or they go above them. This is, of course, if CS win in overtime as well. Now, if you're Supernova, you would much rather ODIUM win in overtime because then a win outright would get the job done. If CS, of course, win outright, though, they go to 8 points. Supernova can only go to 7. They would be done. That is the clearest day to say for Circular Spheres. You win this round, you're in the playoffs. And the playoffs are then set with still 1 play day remaining.
Oof. A lot on the line then here for CS and Supernova in this round, but for ODIUM, well, they can do whatever the hell they want. It doesn't impact their stage. But I'm sure they'll still be eager to get their first point on the board here in stage 2.
They could still get their point next week against Supernova, and if CS win this particular round, then obviously for Supernova next week, they'd have nothing to play for, essentially. So it could be a possibility. Nitrocell's thrown out. Catches nothing outside of Bake. And Freelo losing his life to Neptune. President, a long sigh is let out as he's feeling the chance at playoffs slipping away for him and for Supernova. It's going to take something miraculous here from ODIUM. Saved, so lethal with that LMG and a free kill in through Coat onto Crine. No one watching this position that has been dominated. Red Stairs, one out though by Ray somewhere else. Hale gets a headshot onto Japer. You've still got the Montaigne to deal with, but suddenly life back into this round and back into Supernova. But here comes Neptune on that Montaigne, on that shield.
He's been playing the shield so well and feeding the rest of the team information. We've seen it across all the sites in which they've attacked with the Monty, the value that it's been able to bring, the pressure.
Code again. This is just an area that Circular Spheres have just dominated, finding kill after kill. Hale towards Whiskey, takes this battle, doesn't get the kill. That was so required at that moment. CS with the advantage, but Ray pushes in as Sprue goes for the plant, being guarded by Neptune. The shield, but an angle foul from Ray, shuts down Sprue. Neptune with the pistol, shuts down Ray, and it's a 1 versus 1 with 60 seconds. Hale's got it, done it. ODIUM have secured their first point off this stage. And Supernova are alive next week on Payday 7. This is must-watch television.
This is Rainbow Six Siege. I tell you what, I thought for sure it comes down to the 1v1 and Neptune wins that on Monty. You just don't lose a 1v1 these days. But then he goes for the ADS. A little bit overconfident for my liking, and it proves costly. And it completely changed the complexion of the stage now. Don't blow a blood vessel, by the way.
What an angle found.
Yeah, that was beautiful from Ray. Neptune trades. 1v1. Neptune has a minute to work with, dude. And he decides to swing ADS.
What? Oh, what is this? Hey, don't ever tell us that we don't love our job.
Not enough passion for
You
my liking.
wouldn't get that on,
Attackers have
well,
located
any
the
other
bomb.
region, let's be honest. Maybe on Asia. Bit harder though when you're in the study. So 6-6 overtime. Now what this means, of course, though, as we know, ODIUM needed all 3 points. So while this is great, they get a point. They can't make playoffs. For Circular Spheres, if they win in overtime,
Attackers are heading
then
out to defuse a
at
bomb.
worst case scenario, if they lose to Prodigy next week, especially in regulation, it'll come down to round differential if Supernova get all 3 points against ODIUM. Now, because this game has been so close, if Supernova like demolish ODIUM, I actually think from what I've seen, they can actually make up the round differential. But round differential would be irrelevant if ODIUM win this now in overtime. Then a 3-pointer for Supernova next week will send them straight into the playoffs.
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser.
Hello, Prez.
Is he in chat?
I don't know. I'm
Just
sure he's probably
putting it out
watching.
there.
He's probably let
I
out
mean-
a sigh of relief.
Oh, after that last round, I mean, we got excited. I can't even imagine how excited Supernova were. That one played out, the 1v1 Monty, and they still survived to see another day.
So for Circular Spheres, though, still a lot to play for. You want to get the 2 points. You want to at least force it down around differential. Again, Save just so deadly on the entry with the LMG. Gets another kill, looking to set maybe almost a record. He did get down, went for the Adrenal Surge, self-revival, but no. Freelo says absolutely no way until that one. 4 versus 4. Good start for ODIUM, and we know how good they can actually be on attack. That for once, their double defense is probably not ideal.
So midway point of the round, and the IQ play here from Killerman into the pulse of Razor. I believe he's on the other side of mining. He is. And so we could see that kind of play come through. If Killerman looks about 2 centimeters to his left, he should spot that scanner if Razor is able to bring it out. Although it is just the UMP in hand at the moment. Repel play. Killerman taken low, survives. ODIUM in good positions here defensively, but again, I think it's going to come down to how much of an impact that Monty has from Nep.
Stack over towards Y, and Cocktail. Frag will get rid of the deployable shield. Japer behind bar with Killerman making his way in, so they double stack that. Montang now past washrooms and down the hallway. Oh, headshot angle. Killerman easy as you like onto Ray. Now this is certainly going to open up the defense. Razor in towards Train. Can he find anything on the pulse with the cardiac sensor? Japer getting some work in from Cocktail. 35 seconds remaining in the round. Has Razor even been spotted in that position, trying to make an impact. Hail from below, inside of reading.
Diffuser. Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
It was only 20 seconds, Jake. I'm getting a bit nervous for CS in terms of the time department. They're probably going to have to go for a pretty default reading here and hope it sticks.
So it's going to be full pillar into reading, default plan. One still left above, that's Japer. Killerman now in position, and the Montaigne guarding. Last time out, this didn't work. Oh no, it's not in default, no one's there.
What?
He's not even on it at all. 5 seconds, they've just killed everyone. They've completely bamboozled ODIUM into thinking that he was planting default.
The Phantom Attack, Jake. 2024 meta.
He's shooting at nothing, it's just a wall. And Circular Spheres will get themselves overtime match point.
Again, another sharp entry from Saved. He was traded, though, over towards Pillar. We saw a bit of the jousting between the IQ and the Pulse. And then right here, Hale shooting ghosts. Thought the default plant was in position. But that is, again, the phantom pressure provided by the Monty, baiting the defense into believing the plant was going down. Big round win from CS. And a third full defense to try and cap off the W.
Can confirm Presway was in chat and he was very excited.
As many bombs as they can.
Can you blame him?
So 6-7 though, Circular Spheres looking to now at least do some damage control and secure the 2 points, which would make next week come down to essentially round differential. The other thing that it would do is that any kind of overtime against Prodigy would then secure them a place in the playoff. So again, trying to just limit the damage here, but if they can walk away with the 2 points against ODIUM, it's not all hope lost. They'd still be in a really good position. But as we know, Prodigy, a great team. They will be hard to beat next week.
10 seconds left.
Believe it or not, it's almost 10 o'clock. We've still got another whole game to get to.
No, not an early night tonight,
Not
Jakey.
an early night tonight.
No.
It's going to be a good one too. Actually, I wonder, we may end up still somehow saving the best for last. Prodigy
To locate a bomb.
taking on Antic.
On paper, at least, going into the night, I was pitching as the game of the night, but we've actually had some bangers today, which is nice. And maybe there's still a little bit more in this match. Can ODIUM fight back? The worst attacking team in the league, and now it's on the attack here at OT, where they need to keep their heads above water and Saved. Eager to jump out.
Ray!
Well, he did some damage.
Woohoo!
Wasn't enough, though.
No, it wasn't enough. Big opening kill for ODIUM, and more importantly, to shut down the man who has been so dominant in this game. Saved. Dead, gone, buried. 6 feet under. And a good opportunity now for ODIUM. Up a player. Aggressive from Neptune towards Piano. There's a drone there as well. Keep a barrier just to almost give him. He saw the head. He didn't shoot. Pull the trigger. Just
a little bit of hesitation, I think. Or maybe it was offside. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be offside.
Oh, that wasn't.
Well, that was not. And he does pull the trigger. Neptune evens it all up. Evens it all up. Crying on the Montaigne. We know it didn't really work for them.
Well, they've done this defensive setup before CS with Neptune on the Azami in this position. It was so difficult for ODIUM to clear it last time, and I fear again that they're going to struggle. Although Neptune does fall off a bit, maybe sensing the pressure from the Monty if he spotted it or heard it.
Last time out, it was, I think, Freelo that played the Montaigne. This time now Crying on the Montaigne. Crying played the Blitz. That also didn't really work out. 90 seconds remaining. Lounge gets opened up from top red. ODIUM's attacks, remember, in the first half, they got 4 of 6 attacking rounds. We know they can attack. That's not a miss drone. You can't miss drone Pixel. Canister will pop, looking to delay. Hale, obviously, just stuck a little bit.
I wonder if Ray's going for a white lurk. Could be the X factor here for the attack. But
Banshee.
Neptune looks pretty locked in.
Absolute nuisance to push through. Washroom's control, though, starting to go the way of ODIUM with the pushback of Neptune.
Oh, they've gone back to a more linear push here, so they're just going to stack it and hope they can cut the cross when they go default. Or maybe they go deep. They go deep.
Oh, there's a free kill. How do you not kill Ray? Inside a shot, mid-vault, just about. Freelo finds 2. Lost out to Japer, but that's okay. Now it's a 3v1. Crying low on the Montaigne. Japer certainly a chance. You would never back
Not
it down.
like this.
Not like that, though. No, indeed. Hale.KD finds the kill. That matters. 7-7, and a 15th round is required for this heart-stopper of a match. ODIUM on the defense. CS looking to find the 2 points. That would put them in the driver's seat and play at a 7. If they can't find it, you'd have to say Supernova would be favourites to go playoffs into PD7 next week. Oh.
If there's any game in the history of Siege that deserves unlimited overtime, Jake, I can't help but feel that maybe it's this one. Difficult to separate the two.
We'd be here all night.
We would be, but it would be worth it.
Would it? If we're here all night?
Well, okay, maybe I'm pushing it a bit far, but it would certainly be entertaining.
I am enjoying this game, but don't push it.
Okay, sorry.
The good things in life are best not, you know,
in moderation.
abused. Yeah, in moderation. 7-7, great game. Credit to ODIUM, secured their first point this stage. You've got to remember, they came into this particular game, played A6 with only 8 rounds won in total, guys. They've now got 7 in this one. So you played 5 weeks worth of action. and got 8 rounds in this one particular play day, you've now got 7. Look, an incredible turnaround from ODIUM, but for Circular Spheres, they will be kicking themselves. I mean, look, I really don't want to highlight Sprue, but clearly the loss of Physics is certainly not aiding them. Saved 19 and 12. Killerman's got 14. The others are fragging out, but and the thing is, Sprue's clearly been given this role of hard breach. We'll give you kit. You just got to go in, plant. You're not looking to be the one to frag out. But the loss of Physics has been felt for Circular Spheres. 7-7. ODIUM defense. That 13% defensive win rate throughout the stage for ODIUM. Will it come back around one more time?
Yeah, shout out to Killman as well. Quickly, 14 kills in this game. Heading into the night, he was 30 and 46. He was the lowest rated player on Circular Spheres, despite so much success in the past. So it's been a good day, a good outing for him. Still one more round to add to that tally. It's a kitchen objective for the 15th and final round. And we see Neptune again on the Monty. It's been a difference maker, for better and for worse, throughout this match for Circular Spheres. Contest over towards Smallbake. Ray crosses. That is very ballsy. Gets the clutch.
Oh no.
And gets taken down.
Oh no. Not again.
Save has been allowed in. I mean, that position wasn't covered over towards VIP.
It's happened again. Saved with the easiest of entries. And another opening kill to confirm the 20 bomb. 20 for saved. Killer finds another. Razor somehow gets the kill, but down, and almost a chance for Hale, but shot in the back, and it's all falling apart at the seams now for ODIUM. They cannot close this out. And while they did secure a point, it's Circular Spheres that get the 2, get the win, and put themselves in the better position going into Playday 7. But not as good as if they had won this outright. They've got some work to do next week against Prodigy, but what a game of Siege. Somewhat disappointing and a little anticlimactic to finish in that way, but credit to Circular Spheres, credit to ODIUM. That was a great game of Siege from both of those two teams and sets us up beautifully for Play Day 7. I want Vinny's thoughts, I want Rob's thoughts. Let's go and get Marshmatta's thoughts.
Marshmatta agrees that Circular Spheres could do a lot better in that matchup. I don't know, there's not much I can really take the piss out of you for. Actually, there is a lot, but Vinny, way too close in the end for Circular Spheres. We definitely expected this to be a lot more confident, a lot more comfortable. Maybe Coach Diff?
No, I wouldn't say so. I think Sprue...
Ooh, hang on.
I mean, actually, no, sorry. No, you're right, Coach Diff.
Yes.
Yeah. So he played well. I think he did his job. I think he was in a pretty tough role. He had some pretty big shoes to fill as well. Physics has been going off this stage, so I think he held his own. Circular Spheres obviously pretty close, but it is hard when you've got somebody else